Hello, everybody. I don't know if anyone's going to join me. This is an unscheduled live. I'm stuck at home. We had a little bit of an ice pellet storm this morning, and the roads are just completely covered. So I knew it was coming, and I told Christopher, I said, if I can go live tomorrow, is it all right? And he said, absolutely. So just going to wait and see if anyone joins me for a minute, make sure my screen gets, oh, I guess I didn't click on it, so I didn't say I was even live. Make sure I'm live on the TV. There I am. I'm going to turn that off. All right. Hello, Kelly. I hope I'm not too fuzzy. I see on my screen I look fuzzy, but that might be all the white behind me. Hi, Shirley. I'm going to go ahead and quick switch to my desktop cam, see if that helps. Because all the white behind me. So, hi, Karen. Happy Saturday. Like I said, this is totally impromptu. I did not even necessarily have a plan. Hi, Melissa. We got ice and you can't go anywhere. Everything's shut down. Hi, Cherie. Hi, Kate. Tom came in quick from hunting, said it was horrible. I'm just reading that. Yes. Oh, sorry. I just got a message here. Hold on one second. I'm standing up. I don't know if I can even read it. Hold on. Everything is still, yes, I remember. Awesome. Okay. I was just going to tell you guys that. I got to go back to my screen. Sorry about that. Let me change my camera. I wanted to remind everyone there's a sale going on from who I hear is from Christopher Santa. I know that screen just went crazy, but that's because I wanted to switch back. He wanted me to remind you guys it's buy one, get one. I got the code up here in the corner. I promise the screen's coming back. I just had to switch it for a minute. Buy one, get one, Brutus Monroe products. Now, I didn't follow directions, so I didn't do it right, but it's buy one, get one of equal or lesser value. In the, so, like if you buy an embossing powder and you put another embossing powder in, that like that. But I didn't follow directions, but I wasn't listening at the time because I was working. So, but I want to tell you that that's going on till tomorrow. And I'm just going to play. So I did put a thing in the Brutus Monroe fan club page about asking for requests, and I had 2 requests. So for the forest background, this is part of the holiday archive release. I do want to show you, can't really show it on camera, but I grabbed a whole bunch of Brutus Monroe stuff. This is part of the archive release, part some dies, part some of the products in stock, paper pads, stencils. I grabbed a whole bunch of stuff. So I thought we'd just play. Because like I said, I can't go anywhere. Fletch doesn't even want to go outside. I mean, he does a little bit, but it's slipping and sliding and it's disaster out there. So we are stuck inside and we got a fire going downstairs and I'm just going to be crafting the rest of the day. So I have a couple pieces. This is Not Your Mama's. This is Canson watercolor paper, and the reason I want that, I have that, is because I am thinking of making a slimline card, or mini slimline card, and I want a big piece of paper. I love aqua pigment paper, but it's A2 size. So I wanted to grab a piece. Like I said, I'm just kind of playing. So we're going to grab our Misty here, and we're going to get to town and see what we can make. Okay? Hope everyone's having a good Saturday. I don't know if anyone's out and about, shopping, all that stuff. I live too far. I live 45 minutes from the closest mall and all that stuff. So, like I said, I live 2 blocks from the brewery. They shut down for a while. There was all sorts of stuff going on in different towns. Everything was basically canceled last night. The coffee shop didn't open this morning. It's pretty icy out there. Tom said it was pretty. So we're just gonna play. I wanted to show you guys, okay, so this is the forest background. We're going to stamp it a couple different ways. I'm going to stamp it and heat emboss it, and then we'll see where we go from there. If you have any suggestions, like I said, I may be stuck at home tomorrow too. You're welcome to let me know if there's something you want me to play with, or I can create a video because I'll be crafting, like I said, all day. Christmas music on. So, a couple things. First of all, I fixed my anti-static powder tool. I had to put that back in spot. I kind of see it looks like there's some bubbles in this. Now I'm really close. I tried to get my camera really close today. So I'm gonna, with some of these stamps, I put it down and then I let it go back on its own to kind of get rid of and make sure I don't have any air bubbles. And then sometimes I'll just push it down too, just because it's a bigger stamp. I have not used this before. So I bought it when it got released with the Holiday Archive release last week. And so I'm super excited to use it. I mean, I live in deer country, so. All right, so I've got that. But I wanted to show you how I store my 6x6, whether they're, the clear stamps or a cling mount, a rubber stamp. This is just one of the 6x8 that I would put my 6x8 ones in, and I just put them in and I cut them down to just a little bit higher. I don't like the extra big long pocket, and then that's what I do with them. And I'll sometimes, like this pocket, this thing it was too big for my pocket, so I could cut it down. I put the other piece in the back. So I have the code and the name, and then I just leave it in these pouches like this. And then I can set them up and they fit and there's no extra flop. So we're going to color it with a couple different ways. I'm thinking maybe we'll do some ink blending or some chroma misting, or I don't know. I got some gilded, and I grabbed the Yuletide embossing powder. This was in the Christmas stocking, which I thought there were a couple left. I just linked to this stamp in the back in the description, just in case I wasn't sure. It is a nice background stamp, Melissa, and I didn't use it before. Like I said, I've seen it before, but I hadn't used it and I hadn't bought it before. I'm starting to think long term with more background stamps, embossing folders. I mean, stencils, I could probably fill my entire floor and then some, probably 2 layers deep with the amount of stencils I have. But I'm starting to do more of that because they can add so much to your background. So let's grab some embossing ink here. I may have to stamp this a couple times because I think I need to re-ink this. But what I think is fun about this is that I can get 2 cards out of this background. Because if I do a mini slim card, or I can actually do a slimline card with it too and just do it as a focal point. Because I can cut it in half, which is nice. So you could do 2 different kind of effects. So yeah, no, it's just like I said, I got home last night, and the pup and I was gonna craft, but it had been kind of not necessarily a really long week, but it just felt like a long week. So pup and I made some dinner. We made something I hadn't had in a while. I made my vodka pasta from the Pioneer Woman. And I kind of changed up a little bit. I just used like onion flakes and garlic instead of like fresh. And we made that for dinner, and then we kind of just relaxed on the couch. I watched my guilty pleasure, which is a show from Pittsburgh. I watched Dance Moms last night for a couple hours just because I was vegging. And then Pup and we started a little fire for just a little bit, and then we just kind of went to bed and watched TV until we fell asleep, and that was it. All right, so I'm going to kind of see if I can peek at this. You're not going to be able to see well. It looks like we're doing pretty good. We're going to see what we do for coverage here. I'm going to do gilded with this one. And then I think I'm going to do the Yuletide on the watercolor paper. So let's see how we did. I have a fan going, so of course it's going to blow a little bit, but I wanted the fan going because I have a fire going downstairs and I want to make sure the heat isn't rising up to the top of my roof. So I want it to stay nice and warm in here. I wasn't sure, but when we woke up this morning and it was ice pellets everywhere, I was a little concerned that there's a possibility if it was going to be ice like that, we were going to lose power. So I thought I'd better get a fire started. And that way Fletch and I would be nice and toasty warm, and I didn't have to worry about it if the power went out. It was already started and we were already warm. So I'm just going to kind of put some on. Look at how beautiful the stamp is. And you could do so much with it. I mean, we got our little bunny here, we got our little deer here, but you could just use this with we may use this once with just the background part. I mean, we might cover them up with an image, but I didn't probably get a perfect of an image right here, but I'm okay with that because first of all, perfection is overrated. And we're gonna do some other stuff with it. We'll probably do some, I don't know, some splatter or something. So, all right, I'm gonna set this quick here right to the right to dry or to sit for a minute. Hopefully I don't bump it up, and we're gonna stamp out our other image here. So this one is a little too big for but that's okay, my Misty here, but we're gonna do that. And we're gonna do the same thing, anti-static powder. Now this is watercolor paper, like I said, so it's got a little tiny bit of texture, but I could have done some Not Your Mamas for this too, but I wasn't sure if I was going to do some Chroma Mist spraying or whatever. I didn't know. I thought we'd just play. So is anybody else crafting today? If so, I hope you're having a good time making Christmas cards. I haven't sent any Christmas cards out yet. That's kind of bad of me, but it is what it is. I send them when I send them. You know, I figure they're going to get there eventually. The mail's taking a long time to get to me from, I know it's that time of year, but I thought it was funny. We ordered something off Amazon and it was supposed to be delivered today. I think I ordered it Monday. With the expected delivery of today. You're wrapping presents. That's fun. We and my VIP bag my swag bag from the Brutus Monroe event shipped on Monday from Pittsburgh. It got to Des Moines, which is 4 hours from me, on Wednesday. And it didn't arrive till yesterday. I'm just pushing down extra because this is watercolor paper. But my grill that I ordered on Amazon was delivered on Wednesday. So 3 days early. Isn't that crazy? I was like, I don't understand how you can sit and let my package sit 4 hours away for 3 days or two full days that I could have driven back and forth. I don't know how many times and picked it up, but my grill can arrive 3 days early in the busy season. You were earlier, but you haven't mailed any. Okay, that's all right. Jamie's finishing up Christmas cards. Good. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Did you get any of the ice that I got over here? I hope not. If you are, be safe. So I am just I love Christmas cards. And there was so many fun from the this is the Yuletide. Like I said, it was in the stocking. It says beautiful green and silver. There were so many fun archive release that I ordered quite a few there where I didn't have. So I may be making Christmas cards till the end of the year. One of these years, I'm going to do a Christmas card series. I'm just going to use, and I'll probably do it I have to do it on my old channel because I'm going to use stuff that's retired. But I love Christmas cards and I just want to make them and play with them. Oh my gosh, look at how fun that is. Now, yeah, we got a green deer, we got a green bunny. I could totally brush that off, and throw some brown in there or some golded. We can try it. But I'm going to leave him. Oops, we spilled. That's what a Swiffer cloth is for. You received an Amazon package with no label. That's crazy. You know what, Kate, is really funny? Oh, last night was bad, Michelle said. Is really funny. It's bad out icy wise. Like, I'm serious. You cannot, everything is solid ice. I went down and threw some, I even threw some salt out in the back to let it do because I was afraid Fletch would fall going out to use the restroom because it was that bad. And I only put a little bit down so that I could go out and break it all up and get it down. I didn't let him out there when it was out there. Got him in right away if he stepped on it. And I saw Amazon delivering today. It was nuts. All right, so I got to heat emboss this quick. Oops. I swear I plugged it in. What's going on? There we go. We received a package at work. We received a gift box at work this week, and we have no idea who it's from. I mean, it's got a name on it, but it doesn't say who. So, we deal with a lot of people, so we don't know for sure where she's from. But we're excited. It was a fun package. This might be the one where we cover up our little deer. And you really can't, I think my stamp moved just a little bit over in this corner. You can't really tell that's a bunny, but all right. I'm just gonna make sure I got it twisted everywhere. That looks good. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that shimmer. I'm gonna try to twist it that way a little bit. It's hard to see, but it's got little flecks of silver in there that just catch the light perfect. All right, now let's do our gilded. Oh my gosh, how fun is this? I love the gilded. I have an idea on how to use this. I think it'd be fun. I think we're gonna do that with this one. I didn't want to do the heat embossing off screen because I wanted to show you that doesn't take too long. You just have to let your heat gun heat up. Besides, I don't have any time frame, so I can quit. You guys can leave whenever you want me to, or when they cut me off. I mean, I probably won't go too long. I mean, won't go longer than too long than an hour, but awesome. All right, just making sure there's no. What do we see? Do we see any spots? Yeah, there's a spot right there, up in the corner here. Okay. I'm going to do this corner a little bit longer. I think I'm not going to worry about it too much because I want this area right here. I think this is the area we're going to use. And then this one, we'll do our mini slim with this one. Okay. So I'm going to brush off my desk one more time because I got embossing powder on it. And I don't want that all over my arms. Okay. I'm going to cut this. Oh, it didn't all set right there. Oh, man. That's my fault. All right. Well, I know what side we're going to use. Let's make sure this is heat set. Did you see that? Hi, Lori. She was supposed to craft today, my friend Lori, but she had to cancel because of the weather. So she's at home too. Not too far from me. So I didn't heat set that properly. I didn't check it close, guys. So sorry about that. Happens. I'm going to go through the whole thing again. That's one thing it's hard for me on non colored cardstock or even aqua pigment paper is sometimes it looks like it's set, but it's not. We'll be fine. We'll make it work. Lori, if it had been safe, I would have told you to come in and craft with me today. But the roads were not good. Okay, I'm just going to let it cool for a minute and then we're just going to kind of touch it. Okay, it looks like most of it's done. We just have that one little spot, but it'll work. It'll be fine. So I'm going to cut this down just a little bit more, just so I have, we're going to cut it even more down later, but I think there might be a couple more spots that aren't quite set, guys. All right, well, we're going to set that aside for right now. we're going to use this one first. My idea for this one is we might do a little bit of coloring. I hope you guys are okay with that. I don't know if we're going to do what kind of coloring we're going to do. I might do a little aqua pigments here because this is not your mama's. But my thoughts were with this one, as I was kind of pulling stuff out, if I can find it here. Went through my stash. Oops. Got a couple things I don't know if are in stock, but I did grab them. I think maybe we're going to make a snow globe out of this. So I grabbed the snow globe die set. I store all my dies in pockets from Amazon. So this is a snow globe cutting set. Okay. Was the die of the month April, in April. And here's somewhere I could cut some out. This is some Not Your Mama's. And this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that we're going to do just a little design like this. I think that will be really fun. So let me pull that up. And having this circle, this is as big as it is, then it kind of tells me, I mean, we could do two ways. We could do it this way and have it behind, but I'm thinking I'm going to cut it out and actually make it the snow globe. So we're going to go ahead and do that quick. We're going to die cut that out. Now, you're cleaning and painting in your scrapbook building. No, you don't want ice in there. Painting, you're painting your room. Are you painting your room or are you painting? If you're painting your room, what color is it? I'll have to come visit soon. All right, I like that because I've got a couple of the trees here. I know we got a bunch of the rocks, but he's not quite so far down on the ground. So we're gonna kind of leave that there and I'm gonna tape that. Cleaning and painting, that is fun. We're gonna do some painting here in just a minute too, but we're gonna do some fast, quick painting. You know, my lazy painting, I think. So we're gonna go ahead and cut that down. And now I know I have a bunch of other things up here. We've got some other trees. I'm not gonna worry about that too much. I mean, I know we did our whole background, but the walls, well, what color is that? What a day to paint. I mean, you can't go anywhere, right? You have had to been working then because you had to move everything. Did you get our friend Jules over to help? Painting the walls. That's nuts. I would have come help, but I have Fletch at home, so. All right. I got my Platinum 6 here. Cut that out. And then we're going to push that out. Look at, see how fun that is? I'm going to bring that up. We got just this cute little scene. And actually, we could take this with this and we could totally inlay it on top and make a fun card that way too. But I don't think that's what I want to do today. All right, let's take this off. I know, I mean, this is kind of a fun little scene too that you could use for a background, but we're just going to put that aside. I don't know if we're going to use that. It might end up in the circular bin. All right. That's fun. All righty. So here's where we got, what do we want to paint with, guys? We want to paint with aqua pigments. I'm guessing yes, because they're the closest. So we're going to grab my glasses and we're going to grab a pigment palette that I have here somewhere. I have several pigment palettes. And let's grab some aqua pigments. We need a green. And we need a brown. Do I have a brown up here? I might have to go over to my. Oh, I'm going to grab linen. I don't know if I want this or not, but I'm going to grab linen. Kinetic teal. Oh, yeah, she probably. Yeah, she probably. You should just tell her to get on her sled and get pushed over. Let's see. We're going to grab a couple colors from over here. Let's see what we got here. Where is, I'm looking for the monkeys. Where's my monkeys? Ah, here it is. Okay. All right, so I should have grabbed that all ahead of time. We've got Flying Monkey. I've got I'm Melting, The Wizard Will See You Now, Wicked Witch, Regular Old Green. I got Linen. We might make our deer Gilded, which I already have right here. So, but we might use some Flying Monkey. I'm just gonna do some mixing up here. I haven't used them all right away. So like if you see, I need to get them kind of mixed up. Yeah, it's not a good, it was starting to rain. When Tom came in, he said it was starting to rain. I'm gonna flip this over because it's a little easier for me. Um, Sometimes when I'm painting, if I use that other side, that the little things, I get nervous and I mix them all up. So got a little bit, that's some flying monkey. I'm thinking we're gonna do, I don't know. You can tell I've had these sitting, so I need to use them. So it's a good thing. Let's move this stuff out of the way here. I do need to grab some water. I wasn't sure what I was gonna do. So I hope that's all right with you. This is the wizard will see you. And then I might, I don't necessarily want to use the Wicked Witch, or I don't know, maybe some I'm melting. It's darker. It's a darker green. And then I think I'm actually gonna grab in a yellow, okay? And I say that because I'm thinking, I'll grab the creamy yellow. I don't have the creamy green yet. I think that might be, was thinking of something to put on my list. Because I grabbed a bunch of the creamies, but I didn't grab the creamy green, and I was thinking of it. So a little bit of yellow. Okay. So I think that's good to start. I did have that linen. I got that in there. I've got this gilded right here. I had a chroma mist on my desk that was in a weird, I was like, why is this on my desk? And I don't know where I put it now. It was a different color. Oh yeah. I've got the steel. I'm thinking the steel might be good for the rocks. Okay. We're going to throw a little gilded in there because gilded to me, you add that to a little bit of stuff and you have shiny, shiny, shiny. So I'm going to grab a little bit of water. I am pull right back, talk amongst yourselves. Just take me a second to go to the sink. Try not to stub my toe on my die cutting machine here. Maybe we'll move it under the table. And then we're just going to grab some, I'm not a watercolorist by any means. I'm just going to grab a couple watercolor brushes here. So what is everyone's favorite holiday traditions? I know I talked about holiday food the other day. But I was like, what's your favorite traditions or favorite holiday movies or something? We're just going to do I'm just going to do some wet on wet technique. So I'm just adding water to it. And then I'm going to go ahead with this green. This is I'm melting, I believe. And add it in and just kind of let it do its thing. I'm not going to worry about if it gets off the edges because this is a forest. So there could be green, could be snowy. Not going to terribly worry about it. But I'm in the mood. Tonight is Christmas movie night, and it hasn't snowed. So, I mean, we've had a dusting of snow, but I want real snow before I actually watch my favorite, which obviously is White Christmas. Plus, my honey's not here, and we like to watch that one together. So, I'm in the mood for some Christmas movies. I kind of want to watch a couple that I haven't seen. However, the one thing about watching movies I haven't seen is I don't tend to craft. I tend to pay attention to what I'm watching. So I don't know. I have a couple on Netflix that I put in my list to watch. I don't necessarily care if they're on. I don't have TV really, so I have to stream. I saw Red One. I heard that was really funny. Somebody was talking about that earlier today, but I think I'm going to wait for that one for Tom and I to watch together. But I watched one last weekend on Netflix because I was kind of going through and it says leaving soon. And so I went in to kind of see what was. It was called Christmas on Cherry Tree Lane. And it was a sweet Hallmark movie. It was based on it was three families with a 50-year history in this, basically, on Cherry Tree Lane. Or I don't remember. I don't know if I don't want to give everything away, so I don't want to say part of it, but just how Christmas was spent on Cherry Tree Lane over a span of 50 years. And it was just so cute and so fun. And when it all ended at the end, and I just was just like, oh, this was so good. It's not necessarily one I would probably have to watch over and over and over again, but it was a very good movie and very fun. Okay, so we're gonna let those kind of do those things here. I need to grab, you guys have to forgive me. I don't wear glasses, but I need to wear my cheaters nowadays as I'm getting older. So I am I can't open my eyes when I turn around, or I will I can't see. And I'm trying not to hurt my eyes too much. So this is I'm melting. I'm just gonna add a little bit of that in there because it's a little darker, just at the bottom. Kind of let them play. Now, I will say I have not watched, there's a couple of my favorites I haven't watched in a long time. One of my kids' favorite Christmas movies is Jingle All the Way. And one of my mom's is Eloise. I haven't watched either of those in a while, and I do have those on DVD. So I could put one of those in tonight when I go to bed and let it watch and set the alarm timer so the TV could turn off, so that either it goes off after I fall asleep, if I fall asleep during the movie, or I could just I can turn it off if I go to, watch the movie. But I haven't watched Die Hard yet, but that's another one I think I'm going to probably wait for Tom to watch. We'll probably have to watch movies this next week. So, all right, I'm going to leave those a little bit. I got a little bit of white up at the top, but I kind of want to mimic that there might be some snow, even though I know that the snow would probably start melting off of there. And then I'm going to go ahead in with this, just some water to do the stones. Like I said, this is kind of be fast. I'm going to use this chroma mist, the steel chroma mist. Spray a little bit of that out. Now, I didn't stir it 100%, so it's not perfect, but it will work because it's just for watercoloring. But does anyone make non-traditional Christmas cards very often? I don't. Not that I don't think that it it is a Christmas movie, Melissa. It is a Christmas movie. I know it's one of those arguments, but I am on the fact that it is because, like, um my daughter's a big fan of it too, but it's funny because I love the meme where it says it's not. Die Hard is actually a Harry Potter movie. Because it's just a man running around in the dark hiding from Professor Snape, which I think is funny. But it is, to me, a Christmas movie because it's I mean, a lot of movies happen at Christmas time, and people are like, well, then why are they considered Christmas movies? Because it's about, it's Christmas, and they're there because it's Christmas, but it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, and the people that are robbing the place, they're doing it because they know what time of year it is, and this is the time, with all this stuff and people aren't around, and I don't know. It is a little bit. It is to me, and it's okay. You don't it doesn't have to be for we can that is one thing we can kind of, like I said, agree to disagree on, because it is to me. And I do like to watch it at Christmas time. It's about the only time I really do watch that one. So, all right. So I'm not 1,000% happy with how that. I'm going to add a little bit of this greeny I'm melting to this brown, just to kind of darken it up a little bit and make kind of more of a mud color. Oh, I did grab, this is the monkeys. That's right. I forgot I grabbed that. We'll put that in there too. We're just going to kind of let that up. Kate, not really even really paying attention. I don't even know where I started to hear it. I think it's just internet thing. And my daughter will tell you, she's like, it is a Christmas movie. But it's fun to watch. I think it's fun to watch at Christmas. It kind of reminds me of, I mean, I was fortunate enough, I'm not gonna lie, I was fortunate enough to grow up, my family was fabulous. And we really would get together at Christmas. And there might be some discussions, I would say, but I don't know of any fights that happened. Like I'm not talking about my immediate family. I'm not saying we never fought because we probably have siblings, but my cousins, my aunts and uncles. And we would get together, 40 some of us. We'd go to my grandparents' house, things like that. And there might have been some heavy discussions going on, but since we all love and respected each other, we never really did. So it kind of reminds me of a crazy Christmas of people not getting along. And I know that sounds probably horrible, but the good guy wins in the end. And I love how they're, the to be honest with you, like the cops down below, they like all think they're all that, and they really don't know what they're talking about, and they have to come to finally realize they need to trust the guy in the tower. It's one of the only diehards I really like. I don't really like the other ones so much. Um, I just don't. Now I'm going to Christmify my deer a little bit, and we're going to use a little gilded. We're going to gild up his antlers, and we're going to gild up his belly. It's very small, but I think that's just to make it fun. I mean, he's got a gold nose. All right, so I'm going to grab this little bit of yellow and kind of mix that in a little bit here and there now that this is kind of dry, just to kind of right around the lines, there, just to kind of give it some interest. And I got a little bit of a harsh line from where I had those two colors. Turn this around a little bit. Grab a little bit of that green, throw that in there because it goes to the edge. But Melissa, it was one of those that I really didn't. And then I think it was a few Christmases ago, and Tom and I were just kind of, I don't know if it was one of the first Christmases we were together, and I was like, yeah, let's watch it. I mean, I like action movies, and it had been a long time since I'd seen it, and the whole thing was kind of really in. I was really hearing more about is it a Christmas movie? It's not a Christmas movie kind of thing. And we turned it on and watched, and it's kind of fun. I think it's fun. It's something fun to watch during the holidays, in my opinion. That just you know breaks up all the. I hate to say the love fest, because I love movies that are love fest movies and good feeling good movies, but it just makes it a little different. We watched Bad Santa last year. Not sure I would probably. That's not one necessarily I would probably watch again. Um, just because. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of a wash here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my pearl. I think it's sitting here. It's not. I'm going to grab my pearl. If I can find it. Oh, I got white. Where's my pearl? How do I not have pearl sitting right here? Well, I'm going to use my whites because I'm not sure where I put my pearl right now. Can you believe that, you guys? You know me and pearl. We're going to lighten this up a little bit. Hello, Lisa. How's the roads down by you? I think you were going to get hit worse than me. We've got some people out and about, but. So I'm going to grab a little bit of this yellow, a little bit of this green, and we're going to mix it in. There we go. I want a really light kind of green just for a little wash. I figured since I couldn't go anywhere, this would be a good thing. You guys could keep me company if you wanted to. And whoever was around and able, I know it's a busy time of year. Just doing a light wash on the green. Not trying to get too crazy with it. Just fill, oh, there's a tree right there. We can fill that in, but we'll get the grass done. I hope you were able to stay home because I'm pretty sure it's not good down by you. So, yeah. Lori, I haven't seen it yet because I thought I should probably watch Bad Moms first, but I have wanted to watch that one. It was on my list. Maybe that's one I can watch the next day or so because I tend to watch those movies that I know that I think are more, I don't mean to say chick flicks, but that are something that I think I would like more than Tom. He's pretty good about watching anything with me and usually liking what I pick, but um, I'm one of those people that I don't choose the movies a lot because I don't really care. I'm usually busy, like I said, crafting a little bit in the background, or I'm reading a book or playing a game. And so I'm just like, watch whatever you want, because I'm gonna kind of be in and out. And if I get distracted by, or if I'm gonna take a nap, now if I get distracted by it and I want to watch it, then that's great. But that doesn't necessarily mean. So I'm just grabbing some water on my brush to kind of go in and um, kind of push these green so there's not too many white areas that look weird. I'll bring this up closer here in just a minute. And like I said, this isn't watercolor paper. This is your Not Your Mama's. So it does take water, but I mean, I wouldn't, if I was going to do a lot of water, I would have used more of the watercolor paper. So we're just kind of washing this last little bit of, there we go. So we got our cute little scene here. Let me see if I can't look at the screen when I do that. And yeah, and Melissa, you're right. I mean, I love feel good movies. I do. I love them. I think they're fun and they make me feel good, obviously. But every once in a while, I just need that different. And I mean, obviously it has a happy ending, but it makes me, that's why I think the Die Hard movie in there, or like I said, we watched, no, it wasn't Bad Santa. It was, what did we watch? We watched something and it was like almost like a horror movie flick. It was something weird, but all right, we've got this guy. We're gonna let him dry a little bit. Now, I think I'm gonna try hitting this one more time quick over in this corner with the heat tool because I think it's not quite set. A little different with the colored embossing inks. Embossing powders because they're not quite as easy to see when they're matte or shiny. And I might have overheated some areas, but some of these look like they're not quite set. Sure, I mean, it happens. It happens to everybody. Krampus, I think that might have been it. Yes, Melissa, I think that was it. I did think I think like guy came in and families being held hostage or something. We did end up watching it. I think that might have been it. All right, I'm gonna grab my little splatter box here and we're going to just go kind of crazy. I don't know what's gonna happen. We're gonna start with my water and just spray it everywhere. And we're gonna see here how I did with my embossing. I'm not going to worry about it. If it screws up, it screws up, right? That's part of live crafting. Um, all right. So where's that? I would like to see Christmas with the Cranks. I haven't watched that one in a while. Let's grab some chroma mists. Just going to randomly grab some here. All right. I grabbed all greens because we're going to make a very green card. I've got leaf green, noble fir, mint, and lime. Now I've got to shake them up, those ones up. So I'm just kind of, I go side to side. I know Amy R's got like a paint thing that she uses that she says she gets. It's like tattoo artists use it, and she uses them to kind of shake her bottles, and they just kind of go. I don't want to do that on camera because that might make someone sick. But I'm just gonna shake, shake, shake them up, and so we'll see what I end up doing. I probably end up, who knows? It's Saturday, Sunday, and I tend to watch the same exact show on Saturday, Sunday every single week, and it's NCIS. They're on all day long, and I've seen them all, and I can come and go and not worry about them. All right, this one needs to be very much mixed up. So I haven't used it in a long time. Some of them, Melissa, some of them do. There are a few that I know that are cult classics that I can't stand. Like, I am not a Dumb and Dumber girl, but I can watch some of them, but I have to really be able to get into them. All right. So I'm just going to spray the whole thing. This was mint. We're just going to see what happens. Here is, oh, that one is clogged up a little bit. Yeah, that's the lime. Yep, that's the creamy lime. I'm going to add a little Noble Fir. Ugh. Yeah. I'm going to spray this one off in my garbage can first. There we go. And that was the leaf green. And then, of course, to make some extra fun shimmer and shine, we're going to add my favorite, the ornament gold. And this is, I'm going to be very liberal with because it's going to make it all shiny. All right. And then I'm going to get inky fingers. I'm okay with that. I'm going to kind of just take it and let it go all over. We're going to probably tap some of this off. Kind of mix up, just make a green kind of background. Do I have paper towels? I do. Now, I know it's very dark colored, but I'm going to go ahead and we're going to tap some of this off. Let's see, we'll use two. I'm just going to go ahead and we're just going to press it down and pull it up. And I know I pull a lot of that color up. I'm kind of okay with that. We're going to move this out of my box and heat set it a little bit, because then we can always go in and add some more colors. This is going to be like a background. We're just going to kind of set the color a little bit. Melissa, there are some that I do and some that I don't. I can watch that one, but I've watched it so many times over the years that it's one that I don't usually watch. It's not one I choose to watch anymore, the National Lampoons. I've seen them all. The Christmas one's the only one I would watch again. But so no, I don't mind Jim Carrey and I don't mind Ben Stiller. But like I said, they're not movies. I watch them once. I'm not movies that I pick over and over and over again. Now I will watch Dodgeball every once in a while. Just because it's on and I laugh at some of that duck dive roll, but I don't watch a lot of those types of movies. I'm more action and more romance and fantasy and this and that. So look at how pretty this is. Now oh, sorry guys, I saw my fan and I thought I smelled smoke, so I was checking. It's gonna be hard to see, but there's a lot of silver glitter in this. It's kind of hitting, but not. So Melissa, like I said, that's not my favorite. I think this is kind of fun. I think I'm going to leave it. I'm going to let it dry. We're going to kind of come up with a card now. So we got to move this to the side here so that it doesn't get things wet. And moving things around because, I know the little pup is sleeping over there, but with my luck, he'll come over and start grabbing things off the ground. So I said, I'm not planning how long this is going to go. I figured we'll just finish up a couple of cards. I'm probably going to be stuck at home tomorrow. So if there's something you guys would love to see me play with or do, I can't promise that I can go live, but I can always make a video. I may go live on my own channel. I haven't never done it. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I have enough subscribers yet. But we can try. I can try. I always try. So we've got our snow globe. We need our snow globe piece. We need our snow globe base. And I think I'm going to go ahead and pull a card stock that is not in stock. It's an old gold paper. I hope that's okay. This is an old gold card stock. It's in my stash. It's an old specialty card stock. Oh, I think I want to cut that piece. Let's see if I can find a small scrap of it. Well, that isn't nice. Well, we'll use that. We're going to cut a piece of this out. I like this. I might just use this as a inspiration for a card. Oh, well, Melissa, that one I can do. That one I can do a few times. And one reason I can do that one is because I like Jolie and I love James Caan is one of my favorite actors. And the thing is that 90% of that of Will Ferrell is ad-libbed. Like ad-libbed. And I know Jennifer McGuire was talking about this in a video not too long ago too, and it reminded me of that. I knew this, that James Caan was so annoyed with his character. Like, so when you see him being annoyed, he's really being annoyed because the character annoyed him. But it was on purpose, I mean, they kind of did it on purpose. So I think that's kind of funny. So like I said, this is just a specialty gold cardstock I had in my stash. You could totally paint some gilded on something and get the same effect, or do gilded embossing powder, but I do kind of like this. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to try something here. I'm going to use some embossing ink. I'm going to try to go very light-handed with this here. And actually, I'm going to use my blend. Ooh, knocked it over. Didn't spill. My blending. The side of this. Oh, my ice maker just kicked in. And we're going to add just a little bit here and there. I'm just very, very lightly brushing this on just to create some shadows. But I've seen his movies. I don't watch them over and over again. And I don't know if I've seen his more recent movies. Elf is one that I like. I love because, I love going to, I mean, I got to go to New York with my daughter and when she was in high school, and we kind of laughed about somebody really wanted to do the elf thing. We didn't obviously do that and go round and round and round in the doors, the building, but that was a fun memory for us. So that's a movie I haven't watched in a while though. I'm looking for my scrap. Okay, here it is. But that's okay. Really, everyone is different. Gilded. Sorry, let's grab that. We could totally add something else, like some penny or something else color-wise, which would kind of make up the deeper dark, but I'm just going to go ahead and add some more gilded just to kind of, we're going to be careful. We're going to touch this. And I'm going to grab a dry paintbrush here and kind of just mess this up a tiny bit. I don't want it to be perfect or too clumpy. Okay, so we're just gonna do that. I'm gonna brush that off right there because that's not even gonna matter. And I'm gonna grab a tweezers. Okay, because this is gonna be close to my fingers. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to play because that's kind of what I'm doing today. I don't always have something planned. Shake off that embossing powder off of there. Sometimes it's just fun to play and see what happens. So that just added just a little bit of fun color to my stand. Now, I know not everyone went to the and it's kind of hit or miss on how you want this to go. You know, you can do that, you can do a double, you can do a triple. I haven't decided. I may end up just doing it this way, even though I did that whole thing. I'm gonna go ahead and pull something from the anniversary party swag bag. I hope that's okay with you guys to use. We're going to oops, I dropped my paper towels on the floor, rolling over. I'm gonna grab some Jurassic, I think. And I want to use something that came in I think it's here. I put it somewhere. Maybe I won't because I can't find it. Okay, I can't find it. We got a background die I was going to use, but I don't see it. So we're going to go ahead and use one of the Brutus Monroe ones that I pulled, if I can find that, you guys. I'm sorry, I have all sorts of stuff here on the my desk again, because I was planning on using a bunch of stuff. So we got a honeybee cover plate in our swag die, but I'm not sure what I did with it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab, this is the snowflake pierce plate. I don't believe this is in stock anymore, but I do want to just add a little texture to the background of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my my die cut machine. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in. I'm not gonna tape it down because it should be fine. I mean, I'm gonna tape it down, but I'm gonna tape it to the cutting plate. And I'm just gonna cut this through. Now I know I'm not all the way on camera here, but it's just gonna add a little bit of something to this background, and we're gonna add some ink to it. And I don't want it, I want my focal point to be this deer in this snow globe. Let's see. Yep. So you could do if you know how to dry emboss with the plastic, like flimsy pad, that will give you a much deeper impression. But I just have this, it's just a short impression here on this one. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this end off just a bit because it looks like I had a raggedy taggedy cut when I did it. So this is it's just a little too big for an A2 card. So we're gonna swipe off just a hair. There we go. A2 card card panel. I'm gonna grab some ink. Let me go ahead and grab the fake plant and a blending brush. Go ahead and add a little bit of color just to kind of deepen that green, just around the edges. Probably add a little splatter to this one. In the swag bag, like the silver bag, Melissa? Hi, Ellen. How are you? I am just kind of stuck at home with the snow and ice. So I thought I'd do a quick live. And we're just kind of pulling some stuff out. I went on the Brutus Monroe fan club page and said, does anyone want me to play with something? And I had a couple people ask me to use this stamp set. I know Christy asked me to use the gingerbread, and I will make a card with a gingerbread this weekend, or I make a video using it and get that just uploaded. So I'm just going to kind of create a little bit of a halo effect there on this. And then I think for some extra kind of texture, I'm going to grab my splat box, which is still a little messy here. We're going to just not worry about that. I'm going to go ahead and grab my embossing ink. This does not splat. Well, no, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab my foil it spray. We're going to try that. Oh, thanks, Ellen. I'm just going to do some splatter. I have not done this with this yet before, but I'm going to try it. Now I know it's foil reactive. I'm going to check and see if it's embossing powder reactive. Oh yeah, it we got the morning I woke up Ellen this morning and it was ice pellets. Like literally the dog would not go outside until I went outside with him. And then everything froze. I mean, it was ice pellets, like the little tiny pellets, like styrofoam ball size. And then it froze and became kind of solid. So we're gonna go ahead and it might stick to some of that. Oh yeah, that was probably not smart because the ink is wet. Well, that was my fault. That's okay. We're gonna still play with it. I'll show you what I'm gonna do. All right, yeah, I forgot the embossing powder, the ink I was using is super wet. So we have that's why we do these things. We learn. And of course, like I said, my fan upstairs up above me is splattering. I thought I had the fan turned like, for winter so that it's blowing down, not blowing up. Of course, it's blowing embossing powder everywhere. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to play with this one and we might redo it quick. So I'm going to go to my garbage can him. The Ellen, it was out at the same time. I don't know if it's still available. I promise, I'm sorry. I just grabbed one and thought I'd add it in. I do too. I have there was 3 at one time. Okay, so I'm just taking and I'm going around where the wet things are, and I'm just kind of breaking it up. So I'm okay if it hits in different spots. I just don't want big chunks of this. And I'm kind of doing that over my garbage can so I don't make too much of a mess. And then I'm flicking really hard. Just trying to, okay. So yeah, there was a flower, there was a vine, and there was a snowflake. And like I said, I don't know which ones are still in stock. I can check here if you give me just a second. Let me go here. The holly and the flower 2 pierce plates are still in stock. According to my information here. It is one of the snowflake ones. This is the Yuletide. I used the gilded and I used a little bit of the Yuletide. And then I found that sometimes you guys, if you just go, you can blow some of it off. Now I'm okay with this being kind of crazy because this is just our background and it's going to be fun. So we're going to see how it turns out. I may end up being a hot mess and redoing it, but some of this isn't sticky ink, so we might be able to brush some of it off. I'm just going to let it happen how it happens. I'm okay with that. I just wanted some texture. Yeah, it is. There were some very, very pretty ones. I do have them all swatched out. If you haven't swatched them and you got them and you want to see what they look like, I do have them all swatched out. I can show you at the end. Now I'm just going to go ahead and take my brush. This is my stencil cleaning brush. I'm just going to see what's not set down. And now, not sure I like it. But we're going to add some more stuff to it. Okay. Because we got this big old thing that's going to go on here. So you're not going to see a ton of it. It's just, so it's fine. I'm going to add some gold splatter to this now too. Just because I can. We're going to add some gilded splatter, maybe some ornamental gold to make the whole thing shiny. So I'm going to add my gilded shimmer splash. And we're just going to splatter that on. Doesn't take long for this to dry. Kind of concentrate on the sides a little bit because that's what we're going to see more. Let's see what happens if I do it this way. Oh, that works very, very, very well. Dip it in and then just kind of brush it off the top. Now, I don't like the fact that it's autofocus is, I wish I could turn that off. You've been playing with the micas and the dog trying back. Oh, okay. She needed help getting on the couch. Does your dog have any help getting on the couch? And sorry if I'm pressing. I'm just gonna grab some of this. Is the You're a Mean One, splatter some of that. Ooh, I got it on me. But just brushing that little bit of splatter on the top, give that a little bit of fun. And then we're going to set this, and then we're going to make our card. Okay, let's heat set this quick. My puppy is sad because his daddy's hunting and he's not with him. So he's out of sorts, even though usually he's not home with daddy. This is only the third time I think Tom's ever really been away from the dog. Well, I mean, when his mom was not doing well at the end, but he saw him every day. He just didn't see him at night necessarily. But that was still not that many days. There was that many nights. And so he came home today for a little bit and puppy was all excited. So yeah, I'm going to use the bottom of this and we're going to do it kind of like this. All right. So this is what I like so far. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to tape this down. I do think I'm going to kind of fit it down more with this. I like that smaller part of that. So I'm going to go ahead and tip this over. And I'm going to just grab some washi tape and tape that in a little bit in place. Okay. And then we'll glue it down. I think we're going to pop it up. Oh yeah. Tell me about it. Mine is spoiled too. Yeah. He likes to have company too, but I just tell him he's laying on the bed, but he had to have a bath today because I was laying in bed with him last night and I told him he stunk. And I took a bath or a shower this morning and I washed all the bedding because it was kind of smelly. I don't know why. It just smelled like it needed to be done. And I do tend to wash the beds, you know, change the sheets and stuff as often as I can. And so I convinced him after his daddy left that he had to have a bath. And I have to, at this house, he used to love baths. And then I don't know what happened. He started at the other house not liking baths, terrible amount of time. And at this house, he hates it. I think part of it is that it's an enclosed bath area. It's not as open as where it was at our other house. And so I think he feels a little bit claustrophobic. So I have to trick him in with treats. So I went and got some cheese and his liver treats, and I put a few of the treats on the edge of the bathtub. And he started to pop in there, and I took the towel and I pushed his butt and made him get in. It is a fun reindeer. And that's kind of was the point of, I wanted to cut him out and make him the focal point of my snow globe here. Now, something you could do is we could have added the triple thick embossing powder on top, and that would have made it super shiny, which we can still do if you want me to. But I need to take the backing off because I don't want it on that. But I think I'm just going to I have it down here like this. I'm just going to kind of center that on our card. Yeah, that reindeer is hilarious. Let me pull him up a little closer. Isn't it funny? And then because we didn't attach that all the way, I'm just going to add a bunch of liquid glue right under here. Is my glue? My glue is, I must not have had it on my stand last night. All right, we're going to stick a pin in it. So anyway, he busted out of the bathroom as soon as he could and did his zoomies. And his first thing that he usually does is run upstairs and rub himself all over the bed. Well, the problem is Mom hadn't made the bed yet. All the bedding was still in the wash dryer. So he was kind of wild. And then I made the bed and now he's all curled up on his daddy's pillow on the bed. I got to get the nice blanket out of the dryer too, and then he'll be really cozy warm. I'll put the Christmas tree on for him and maybe some Christmas music, and he'll be happy as a lark. All right, so we've got this. I know we've been on an hour. I hope if you have to go ahead. think we need a sentiment. So we're gonna go through my little stash here and grab one. I'm gonna grab, this is an archival one. This one's called Holiday Essentials. I think it still is. I'm gonna go, oh, what fun. Because I think that's hilarious. Oh, what fun. And does it even fit? Look at that. I can even put it right there, which I think is funny. So we're gonna do it. And then we got to think about our other card that kind of, just an asset, just a piece of acetate on top of it would work too. Yes. Yep. I was thinking I got that triple thick embossing powder, and I mean, I can totally put it on there and you guys can see what it looks like. It's really fun. I made 2 or 3 cards a few years ago, or ornaments a few years ago, and in it's clear and it really made it shiny. I mean, I could show you. It won't take that long. We can do that. I just don't want people to, want people to be able to go on with their day. I mean, obviously you can leave when you need to, but I just don't want people to. So I'm going to go ahead and put my hand. See, I fixed it, everybody. Had to, what I found is that I was rubbing like this and I took the just that foam piece right off. Oh, what fun. And I honestly think I'm going to do this embossing powder again, this green, because I want it to stand out a little bit more. Even though, like I said, we're dealing with the fan above me. Yeah, I can put a piece of acetate on it, but then I'd have to make sure I taped it on somehow. And so I think we're just gonna, I can put, like I said, the triple thick would work, but I'm just gonna kind of leave it, I think. We get the idea. We get the idea. The clear embossing ink. Yeah, that green on there is the right idea. Set that. I'm gonna make sure I heat set it good. There. Oh, what fun it was to make this little snow globe carb. How fun was that? I kind of like the idea of having the gilded sign on, and I'm afraid if I put like anything else on top of it, you're not going to see the shiny specks of that. So I'm going to kind of leave it the way it is. So these are card based, but they're on the other side of the room. So now we got to figure out what we're going to do with this one. And I said I wanted to make a mini slim card with it. So the stamp, let's cut it down to the right sizes because we have pieces of the tree, because it's edges. We're going to cut that off and then we'll decide what we're going to do. I had that one spot I told you that didn't quite work. So am I on a hump? I feel like I'm on a hump and I didn't cut this straight. Yeah, it's not cut straight. That's weird. Am I on a hump? All right. So we're going to figure out how we're going to make sure this is all straight. Yeah, it's not cut at a straight. There we go. And then we got to cut a little bit off this side too. We didn't quite get that straight. There we go. That's better. That's better. That's better. Yep. It's still not straight up at the top, is it? Something's off just a hair. Okay, well, we're going to use this side, I think is off just a hair. We're going to line it up right here on this straight line, which is weird. You would think, okay, so that should be straight now. We're going to line it up on this line right here. Cut it out. We're just going to keep cutting it. We're going to maybe not make a mini slim card. We'll make a slimline card out of it though. I'll show you how we can do that. Just want to make sure it's nice and square. Yep. Now we're square. Now we're square. So I used just a line instead of this bottom part of my line. Even though that's straight too, that worked. Oh, thanks, Melissa. Yeah, it's what I was thinking. I was just kind of there. I'm here by myself. So I have this, it's 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. So I'm gonna go ahead and, okay, so 2 1/2 would be 5. So we're gonna cut this down right here, which is gonna cut right off on the edge of that deer. So those are close to being that. I've got a mini slim line. This is one of those slimline card panels. You could use this, like I said, we could make a mini slim card. But I think I'm just trying to decide what I want to do here. I'm going to go ahead, I think, and we're going to make this a slimline card. So I need to grab some more paper. And I think this time I'm going to go with the cabbage, if I can find my cabbage. Or do you want to go? That's a little too light. Okay, cabbage is here somewhere. I had everything in alphabetical order. There it is. In rainbow order, and then a cabbage was behind. So we're going to use the cabbage. I'm going to go ahead and, hi. Hi, Pop Pop. You want to say hi? I don't know if he'll pop up or not. Can you come say hi? Nope. He doesn't want to come. Yep. Oh, big stretches. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to 3.25 or 3.5. Is it 3.5? It is 3.5. But I'm going to go down to 3.25 because I want to do some white edges. And then it's 8.5. So I'm going to just chop off a little bit. It looks like close enough to 1/4 inch. We're going to pop that on here. Oh yeah, that's way too. This is not a slimline card panel. That is a piece of scrap cardstock. Hey, Stacy, we did get some ice. I think you guys got it worse. We had ice pellets this morning. And then I didn't cut that right. 3.25. And then it froze. So like it was coming down as pellets and it was crunchy, and you could see, and then it froze really solid. So it's pretty bad. I mean, Tom was driving and he called me and said, no, the roads are pretty bad. We're not going nowhere. And they canceled most everything in town. So, closed a bunch of stuff up, coffee shop, brewery that's up the street from me. All that stuff was kind of cut off. So, oh, there you go. Say hi. There's Fletch in the corner, you guys. Oh, he came up and said hi for a minute. So I know you were closed because of the weather too, but I think you guys got it worse than me. I really do. Okay. So this is kind of my idea is what we're going to do. Now, I know we've got this little deer right here. We're not going to see it. Okay. I'm looking for some snow now because then I can take the dog. We only a block and a half. Stacy, I'm only a block from the Mississippi River. It's hard to see. You can't really see some of my window open, but if I go out that window and go, the Mississippi River is literally, you can't see it. It's too bright, but just right there, I can see it. And so and it's actually getting warm enough out that it's raining right now, but we can walk, and it's 2-3 blocks to a little path by the river. And I know that I would love to take Fletch down there, but let him run. But I don't like to go down there when I don't see the snow on the ground because I don't know if anyone else is in there, and I don't want him around other people and dogs. So I'm kind of hoping that we get some snow. So, all right. We need some other colors here. I'm thinking you're going to have to wait, puppy. I'm going to go ahead and grab, this is a piece of that Jurassic. Is it big enough? Up. No. You're going to have to wait. Mama's going to finish. I've got a small piece of Jurassic here. I'm going to grab this and I'm going to heat emboss with this Yuletide Fun. And I'm going to cut a piece down and we're going to make a border with this Yuletide embossing cutter. Oh, I'm sorry. I'd rather have snow than ice, right? So we're going to do like 3 1/8. Ooh, hello. Hello, buddy. Oh, I got to switch my camera around. I will, Shirley. Sorry. Little puppies. Here he is. He's, okay, get down. I gotta flip my screen. You gotta let mama finish. I know I know sometimes he wants to say hi when we can, but I'm sorry about that. Okay. And then I gotta measure. We're gonna measure. So about 4 inches. So I'm gonna do 2 inches. I'm gonna do like, what am I gonna do? Let's do it like this. So it's just, okay, we'll do it to 6 inches. 6 1/8. It's 6 1/8. And then I'm gonna heat emboss this around the edges with that embossing powder. And the reason I'm using the Jurassic is because the Jurassic is closer to this darker color. Okay. Thank you. Yes, I'm sorry about that, Shirley. That's my, yeah, I forgot I switched. I normally don't switch during the screen, but I know that some people like to see him if they can. So I'm going to go ahead, and you could use the embossing glaze, but I'm going to see, you can see my ink pad really desperately needs to be re-inked. We're going to just make a quick border. This is going to be quick. We'll try to finish this one kind of quick. Sorry, it's a little long. I hope that's, like I said, okay with you guys. He went out before we went downstairs, or we came upstairs. So now he just wants attention. He doesn't like it when he doesn't get attention. Oh yeah, he's got to always, and it's funny because, when I first started going live, you guys, some of you will remember, he would bark and bark and bark and bark. And Tom would always try to keep him outside in the garage because we had a nice, TV and a couch and a little bar area to sit in during the good weather. And he'd try to keep him outside so that he wouldn't, bark. And I'm like, it's okay. I mean, we've had other instructors that have had dogs that have barked during lives and this and that. And, I'm like, the company was founded, with a dog's name and all that good stuff. But he, at this place, if he can't be inside, he has to be upstairs with me when I'm live. He usually just lays on the bed until I'm done because I think he likes to listen to mama talk. Yeah, Fletch. I appreciate it, Shirley. So it does happen. We're just making a mat, and this will be easier to tell that it's shinier because it's on that colored cardstock. That white cardstock did not like me to show that it was not shiny. I get this corner. But I love making mats like this. And this embossing powder that's in the stocking, like I said, if there's a couple stockings left, they're not going to be released, and they're really a fun Christmas set of colors, and use them up. And this is a good way to use them up. Make some mats. I mean, it doesn't take a lot, but it still uses up some of your embossing ink, embossing powder, and stuff like that. But then you have a mat that matches perfectly. Yep, he's done. He's gonna go lay on the bed now. Mama not paying any attention to him, so he's mad. All right. So this was easier to see that it was set than on that white creamy paper. So you can see it's all. All right, so we've got that. We've got this. There's just a hint of the green showing. Now this is where I think I'm gonna I think I'm gonna leave it like that. I like that. And then I'm gonna do we're gonna trim off just a hair. Just a hair. I want a little bit more of that light green cabbage showing. So we're gonna cut this down to 3. And here, nails. We're not scratching something there. Poop. Poopy, poopy, poopy. All right, there we go. So we got a little bit more of that green. And then I'm going to do a little pop of color. And with a sentiment, I think right about here, we're going to cut that off. And then we're going to do some red. And then we're going to call it. So I'm just going to keep going. We're going to do some little red, a little white. I think we're going to find something with white in it. Let's look through our cards stocks. Here I've got the Christmas tapestry. Kind of thinking about this plaid. or the snowflake, maybe the painted snowflake, because I think there's some more white in that one. So let's pull out some of the colors here. That's got that dark green on. I'm kind of leaning towards this one. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of the white. Let's see, anyone sticking out to anybody here? I ordered it, I think, just before, but it was a good one. Now, Ellen, I don't know if you saw, I'm gonna tell you, let you guys know again that there is a sale going on through, believe it's midnight tomorrow night. It's the buy one, get one, Brutus Monroe products. So, buy one, get another Brutus Monroe product at equal or less of value. I think there was a limit of the number of items though, that you could do total in a cart. I think it was 10, if I remember correctly. So just double check everything before. I'm going to do this snowflake because it's got that white in it. But it's going on through right now. So if you buy 2 embossing powders, you get 1 for free. So don't forget that stuff's going on right now. And then we're going to grab, I'm going to do oval dies, I think. They're sitting right here. Thinking an oval die instead of a circle. I think circle is something I do a lot. And I'm thinking we're going to do an oval die, like right here. Oh, maybe a little bigger. Maybe this size. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so we're going to cut this out, and then we're going to cut one of white cardstock as well for a matte layer, so it kind of matches with the white underneath. I'm just going to do 2 layers. So let's go ahead and cut these out. My die cut machine here. You're welcome. You're welcome. Like I said, I did not follow instructions, and I didn't do it right. So I came on late and heard something about it, and I just kind of went boop, boop, boop. Well, I had a minute and wasn't really paying attention. So, I mean, it worked for me, but I wasn't really listening. So buy one, get one free. You buy 4 paper pads, you're gonna get 4, add 4 more paper pads to your cart, and you should get 4, stick and stamp mat. If you want 4 stick and stamp mats, buy 4 and you get another 4, for example. If there's okay, I'm gonna tell you this. This is something I like to do when there's a sale. If there is a stamp and die set that you are in love with, let's say you've had the stamp, but you didn't have the die, or let's say you have 2 die sets that you're in love with now. So here's the friend die set that came from Create Your Own Ending, the friend one. I bought a second one because I wanted more hearts or more flowers and more bulbs. Even though I don't really need 2 friends. If I want to stack, I can, or I can donate the friend to a friend, die to somebody. But when I have sales like this is sometimes when I have a stamp or die set that I love, that I want to be able to cut more of at a time, so it saves me time. That's when I buy those things. Okay, now which one did I use? I think I cut the wrong one out, you guys. I think I was supposed to get that one. That's okay. We'll just grab the next size up and we'll grab a white. Okay, these are just the infinity dies from Hero Arts. I need some white cardstock, and I have a piece just sitting here. I have no idea what kind of cardstock this is. But this is a good time to build up get your embossing powders. If there's a couple embossing powders that you really like, get a gilded and then get like a fairy dust, or get a gilded and a sterling, or get a couple aqua pig, buy some aqua pigments or some, but just make sure that it's same price or lesser value. I hope, does that make sense? So I know I went a little crazy yesterday, but I needed some cardstock because Valentine's Day is coming, and I wanted to make sure I had some extra pink cardstocks and all that stuff. Okay, this is kind of what I'm thinking, you guys. We need to add a sentiment on here, and then we're good to go. This is very big, but I'm going to cut it down. We're going to put it on and we're going to cut it down and over because I'm just using this piece as my background. I can also use this one because I cut it in half, remember? So we could do the same thing, but I am covering up our green deer this time. So I'm going to go ahead and attach these two pieces together, and then we're going to get a sentiment going on this. Oh, yes. Yes, you're welcome about using that. Okay, I won't say anything. Yes, using embossing powders for matte is such a good way, you know, not just using ink pads, but using embossing powders that way, because it matches. Okay, my ink, that is done. So we're going to switch to liquid glue. It's a good way to make sure you match, match, match. And it's easy to match, match, match that way with whatever you're using, whether it's you've inked or you've, you know, you could even do that with your alcohol markers, you know, and color them. I don't do that as much. When I had my Copics, I might have, because I'd use the chisel end for that. But I don't do that with my Olos because I have just the brush nim. I haven't done as much coloring lately. Maybe I should do some coloring today while I watch a Christmas movie. Because that's something I can do and stop, right? And then get a bunch of stuff done. I do like to use a liquid glue. I tend to use both when I'm doing a glitter mat because it sticks better, but since my glue just stopped, we're going to use just the liquid, or my ATG just emptied. I'm not going to fill that right now. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put that down. We're going to put, I got embossing powder everywhere, but it is one of the fun things I've been using more lately, is making some fun mats with embossing powders, or cutting out die cuts and doing 2 or 3 coatings on them, which gives them a nice flat, bubbly, kind of smoothie look. And then it makes it look like you did some high-end paper on that. So we're going to go ahead and center that up as best as we can. So I'm going to do the emboss, so that, and then I'm just going to go ahead and put this on here like this. This is not a usual type of card for me. I don't tend to do this thing, but I'm just trying to do more things that are new. I actually have a great idea next. I just ran it by Heather for my lives or videos for next year. I'm super excited to do something different and new, a theme once a month. It may just be a video, it might be a live, it just kind of depends. So I'm trying to push myself into doing different and new things just because. All right, so we've got that and that. I'm really kind of happy with that. I mean, you could really push this off to the side if you really wanted to, and make sure you had 3 borders, which would kind of mimic, and I mean, you could trim that down just a hair, which would really mimic what this looks like, and save this for another card. We need a sentiment or an image or something on there, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab another stamp set. What do we got here? Sorry guys, I thought I'd just grab something fun. I know what we're gonna do. I'm gonna grab this. This is from Merry Making Event last year, the Scandinavian deer. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna just cut another deer out, and we'll heat emboss him, and we'll stick him down on top along with one of his sentiments. Okay, and we've got Merry Christmas, Happiest Holidays, 'Tis the Season. And I think we're gonna use 'Tis the Season, and we're gonna use the deer. And we'll go ahead and do that on cabbage cardstock to tie that in a little bit more with the colors. Pup, you're okay. I don't believe the dies are still in stock anymore, but the stamp set I believe is. But you could totally, you know, just use up any image you want. I just trying to use up stuff in my stash, pull things out. I hope that's okay with you guys. I don't have a small piece here, so we're gonna just grab this big piece. Fletch is desperately watching me. I dropped some paper on the floor, and he thought for sure he was gonna be able to go and eat it. So yeah, we're getting on an hour and a half here. So we're going to kind of tie this up. I apologize. I appreciate you guys sticking with me, for those of you who have, especially on this snowy weekend or icky weekend, weather weekend. As the holidays approach, I don't know what my plans are. The winters approach. If I have some inclement weather, I'll probably do a live here or there. Either just a quick, what do you want me to use type of thing, or do a this or that, or I don't know, or get something planned out. It kind of will depend on the weather. So you're just going to wait. Pup Mom's almost done. So we're going to go ahead and do this embossing ink with this deer and 'Tis the Season. Let's go finish off our card nicely here. And we're going to tie everything together with that embossing ink and or the embossing powder, and that will be fun. I kind of forget about these. Somebody else used this deer not too long ago. I'm gonna go ahead and use this up again because it's the same embossing ink, even though I have embossing ink stuck to it, and that's why I'm gonna toss this when we're done here. But this deer, if you have the deer, or like I said, I'm not 100% sure. I have to look and see if it's still in stock. That works with this background perfectly too. But check your stash. I'm sure, there's a lot of stamp sets have a deer or a forest animal, a bear, a bunny, or something that you could use and stick on this background. You could stick a snowman on the background. Build a snowman in the meadow. We can build a snowman. Make sure this is heat set good. Thank you. Okay. Yes, they did. I thought you used it just recently. I knew somebody did, but I couldn't remember exactly who it was. Thank you, Melissa. Like I said, I didn't check everything. I just grabbed some things because I know sometimes you guys are okay if I just grab something, because some of you, we have these things. And like I said, if you have a die that has this is the 'Tis the Season. If you have a die that's a deer or a stamp that's a deer, that would work. All right, we're going to try and get this through on our little mini die cut machine here. I'm going to have to cut him off just a little bit more. Cut a little bit on this side, so we get this on my little die cut machine so we can finish up here. You ever heard a deer in your desk and you have no idea what you're going to do with them? Well, can they become Santa's reindeer and make a little card that's, something about Santa's reindeer and naughty and nice? Something like that, or make a forest card. Grab some of the, do you have some plaid cardstock or a plaid stencil, and do that, and then you got the die, the deer, and you can do like just a Merry Christmas on them, and you kind of got or some happy birthdays. Got kind of like a masculine card theme going with some deer. Yeah, sometimes I don't know what to do, but well, you know what? Where's my one card? Ellen, did you see the card where I did the magical rainbow foil on the pattern paper and then just kind of threw it together? I have it here. I think it's just over here. Let me see. So I don't know if you foil. If you foil, fabulous. If you don't foil, you could still do this, but you could just do a quick card like this, Ellen. And grab a foil, grab the snowflake, the one that I'm just using here, or a plaid, and that matches, or grab a stencil that has some plaid or something like that, and ink blend some matching colors and just make a quick. These were slimline cards, but they don't need much. If you've got a nice pretty background, you just need a die or a sentiment. Yeah, this is going to be perfect. We're gonna do it just like that. There we go, you guys. See, I didn't have any plans. Yeah, and this was just the magical shattered glass that I foiled on top of. This is the tapestry. See how it looks without it? And then on this side with the shiny. But you can just, like I said, a deer on here, a little "'Tis the Season." If you don't have the magical shattered glass, maybe cut out some vellum, and you could do some vellum behind the deer, just to give it, or you could use vellum and spray it with the ornamental gold chroma mist to give it the sparkle. So, because I don't know if you're a foiler, you know, and that would be, or if you have fallen snow glitter glaze, you could try to cover thinly with the fallen snow glitter glaze, let it dry, and that would give you a sparkly background to put your deer on. Just those are just a few ideas. Oh yeah, I was going to do this over to the edge, wasn't I? We're going to move that over. We're going to trim that off just a little bit on the side. So make a little bit smaller slimline card than we normally do. I'm going to go ahead and put my deer on here, and we're going to kind of have him kind of go off the edge here. I think I need to use some foam tape on that one edge though, because he's kind of sticking up. I have Christmas music on downstairs in case Fletch decides to go downstairs and I can hear it. I just want to sing. So we're just going to put a little bit of, because it's going to stick up otherwise. It is sparkly. I know. I actually need to finish a card with that one too. I have a friend who really liked this card, and so she asked for a couple other cards. And so I need to make a couple more versions of this. Awesome. Quick put. How's that looking? Okay, we need a little tiny piece on this leg. I'll stick that down in here. And then I think we're good to start finishing our card off. Okay, I'm just tearing a little bit of it because we just need small little pieces. And then we'll get some glue. Very sticky. That was not a smart thing. It's sticking to me. That's fine. We'll leave it the way it is. Grab these off. I hope you guys all had a great week. Don't forget about the CYOE challenge and the fan club group. It is Celebrate. So you just need to make a card for celebration of anything because, 10-year anniversary. Let's celebrate. Are you celebrating a birthday? Are you celebrating, the holiday of some sort? There's a couple holidays that people celebrate this time of year. Oh, we got to move. That's going to be fine. I didn't move. I moved it over a little too far. That's fine. We're going to put our "'Tis the Season," I think, right there. We're going to flatten that. Ah, hi, Christy. That's awesome. Did you get like a color, a cut, a perm, the whole works? Do tell, do tell. I'm stuck at home because of the ice, so I just came to play. We're going to grab some crystals here. I've got the green, emerald green. Yep. But I was talking about the Celebrate, the CYOE challenge. So, as long as it's a celebration card of any kind, I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to grab and I'm going to put some gems right in the middle of these snowflakes. I think that's fun there. There's even one right there, so we're going to include it. And that one's kind of off there, so we're not going to do that. All right, I'm going to grab my thing. So if you're a goggle wearer, go grab it because I'm about to poke you in the face. And we're going to finish this card up. I appreciate you sticking with me tonight. Like I said, if the weather is frightful tomorrow and any other time between now and spring for me, I may throw in some extra lives here and there. Just impromptu things that I don't know what we're doing, but we're going to play. I might just even find some things, throw it together and say, this is what I got. So let's make some cards because we all have less unfinished things. So we made a couple of cards tonight. Oh, your birthday is the day after Christmas. Well, I have to say that actually, I know he's not watching. I know he won't watch, but I'm going to shout out to my youngest. Happy birthday to my youngest. It's his birthday today. He went out to lunch with his mama yesterday and he's stuck at home too. I did tell him he could come down last night and spend the night, but he's got some stuff he wanted to do at his house. I totally understand that. So happy birthday to my youngest. We created a couple of cards today. If I can find the second one. I mean, I got to put them on card bases. We are missing Francie. So we've got 2 cards using the forest background. I threw in Scandinavian um, stamp and die set. I've got some paper pad. We've got the Yuletide embossing powder that came in the stocking. I used some pattern paper, and I used the snow globe die and some aqua pigments. So here we go, you guys. Look at the sparkle on those cards. That was fun. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me this evening today for this quick fast live. Hope you had some fun, maybe learned a little something. Like I said, definitely give me a shout out in the fan club group or in the comments. Tell me something else you want me to play with, and I will do my best to incorporate it in a live or do a video for you. I'm all for that. Okay. Thanks, Ellen. Yeah, he's 26 today. So, oh boy. Well, you guys have a great evening. I'm going to go let the dog out. He's barking at the neighbors, and get a drink and put on a Christmas music movie. We'll talk to you later. Oh boy, somebody's here or somebody's outside. Have a great night. Thanks, guys.